So when I decided not to do my bodybuilding competition anymore, I realized two things. Number one, I put on some weight, which is fine. And number two, I couldn't really tell what it was, but I felt like there's a part of my life that just went out of nowhere. And for the longest time, I tried to pinpoint what exactly was it. It wasn't the goal of stepping on stage. It wasn't work. It wasn't anything in my personal life. So what exactly was it? It was the fact that I missed actually filling out my coaching sheet every single day. Every day to my coach, I would fill out my weight, how many hours I slept, my steps, how I felt during the day, was I sick, and in a sense, I was more or less journaling every single day, and I actually missed that. So 2 weeks ago, I more or less started journaling for the first time. Let's talk about it. So what's the point of journaling? And you could read all the scientific papers and it'll tell you mental health benefits, physical health benefits. It helps you pour out your emotions on paper, which is all fine. But for me, the main reason I journal is to collect data to help me make more informed decisions in my day-to-day life. How do I journal? More or less, you have three options. You can use a physical notebook, you can use some sort of application online, or you could use a bit of both. So for me, I've actually decided to use Notion as my app to journal on, and yeah, it's been going great. I'll quickly show you guys what exactly I've been doing. So if you more or less look at my Notion tab, you'll see I have a workspace called check-in. More or less, I've organized my journal in this database, which for me works really well because I think it's all fine to write a lot of words, but you want to be able to look at your journal and actually remember what you were feeling at that point and try and make some informed decisions. So for me, this journal is also my habit tracker. I think two of them together makes a load of difference. So let's quickly go over it. So for me, as you can see, the first column is the date and next to it is my weight. I want to weigh myself every single morning. I don't have any goal at hand, but for me, it's a habit that I've been doing now for the last 3 years. So there's no reason to stop doing it. And also I'm trying to maintain/lose some weight. And I want to be aware of what my weight is doing across the whole week. So my weight is there. I also ask myself a very important question. How did you feel when you woke up? Most people don't ask themselves that question. They just wake up, they feel meh, and it's whatever. But for me, I'm recording that. And then if I want to expatiate on why I felt really effing good or really shit, I can more or less open this day and then put it there in my comments and type, today I felt bad because I slept quite late yesterday. And now that information is stored and I can more or less filter by the days where I woke up feeling bad and see every time I felt bad was because maybe I worked late the night before, maybe I kept on waking up the night before, and now you know and have those data points, you can then make informed decisions on your life. I also record, did I have any muscle soreness, if it's a work day or an office day, because you actually find your mood, your emotional state, your behavior can change just based on the fact that it's an office day, it's a work from home day, or it's the weekend. And I've actually found that to be the case. Obviously, I put what kind of training day it is, my calories for the day, my steps, how was my session performance during the day. So was my workout good, was it bad? And also, as like I said before, I'll more or less put why it was good or bad. I'll open up the date tab and type in it was good because of X, was bad because of X. And the last two columns I'll show you is what my hunger levels during the day and how was my energy during the day. For me, I'm not going to record if I was stressed or not because the nature of my work is stressful. So that's not what I really want to record. What I want to record and know is how was my energy during the day. That for me matters more. And why I really like Notion for doing this is because you can have all the numerical data and also you can open this tab, the first column, and literally pour out your emotions and feelings if you want to. And I recommend doing that if you need to do it. But for me, I definitely fill this out. I actually try and put important information there that can help me. Another reason I like Notion and I like the fact that this journal is very digital is because an idea could pop into my head or an emotion or some sort of whatever, and literally on the spot, I could document that based on what day it is. Journaling this way helps you really flesh out your ideas, helps you really understand and try and prevent any sort of cognitive dissonance because it's more as an exercise, right? You're putting your ideas and thoughts on paper and trying to really understand what's going on here. And I actually find that exercise very helpful. So now, how do you actually get started with journaling? The first thing you need to do is decide what your medium is going to be. Will it be a physical notebook, digital, or a bit of both? For me, I think having digital is definitely a lot better. I get that people actually like the sensation and the feeling of actually writing down stuff on paper. I get it. It's evolutionary. We can't get away from it. But I think for me, having digital means that in 5, 10, 15 years, hopefully Notion is around, hopefully, I can more or less open this database and see how I felt on the day before my birthday 10 years ago. That, like, the mere fact that you could do that so easily, for me, is a game changer, and also the ease of access. Now, technically, you could carry your notebook with you everywhere, but also you then run the risk of losing that notebook and losing all that information. If it's digital, more or less, it's on your iPad, you can more or less back this up on the cloud, or even download all of it every 2 months, every 3 months to your computer and have it stored on a hard drive. More or less, you can be in control of that information and make sure it never gets lost. Also, just start. Like, I promise you, I get online when people talk about journaling, it looks so fancy. They first make a nice coffee in their fancy coffee machine, they light a candle, they do some morning routine on their face, everything looks so pristine. They then sit down and then they start writing. It really doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just start with a blank canvas and see what you want to record that day. What were you happy about? How you felt waking up? What do you want to do today? What do you want to accomplish? Like, literally just start writing, and I promise you that will evolve into what exactly you want to see in your journal. Now, the last point I'll talk about is trying to find a time when you can journal consistently if you can. For me, I found on the train to work, if I can get a seat, those 25-40 minutes more or less just sat there. I have my music on. I can literally think about what's going on in my head, what's going on during the day, how was my session, how was life in general. More or less that time, and that time will be consistent across the week. I can more or less journal for the day. Also, on my train back from work, I can more or less say, okay, how did my day go? Was my manager very nice to me today, or was he not that nice to me today? And yeah, more or less those 2 times for me are consistent across the whole week. So I'm using that time to really try and make sure I put something down. Also, you need to review the journal, right? It's just not write and forget, which is a lot of people do. People just write and forget about it. You need to try and learn from what you're writing, right? You need to try and learn from it, because, for example, people write in their journal, in a diary, their diary: today, I was dating this guy. He's very toxic. I broke up with him. He had these 5 traits, and yeah, he was a very bad person. But you end up still dating someone again that has the same 5 traits. You must review your journal and actually try and learn from it. It shouldn't just be a dump per se. Like, it being a dump will not help you fully. You want to be a place where you can dump data and then try and use that in your life, because that's the whole point. Trying to improve your day-to-day life. Hope you guys found the video useful. If you did, like the video, comment down below if you journal or not. And if you do use a notebook, or do you do it online, or whatever medium you use, put it down. And I'll see you guys in the next video.